Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to another pre-record of the Mancave101 Podcast. I am here tonight with many of our, I don't know what we'll call each other. I'm not going to say gentlemen because every time I do, I get ripped. So let's start. Let's start with Leo.
Let's be panelists.
Panelists? Oh, I like panelists.
No, wait. Let's do the usual suspects.
Ooh, I like that one too.
I want to be Kaiser Soze.
Want to work straight at the end. Okay, got you.
Back in his usual spot in the man cave, Leo, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay, people, what's going on? What's goody?
Brooklyn in the house. Big Chase, what's happening?
Where's Wakanda?
I thought I found it before. I don't know.
Look on the map.
Deep in the heart of Texas. Wendy's, what's happening?
Yo, we don't do that here.
And I am the man in the chair, I guess, Aaron. So we are bringing you a special one tonight. We are talking about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And we are going to go over some, I guess what we'll call them rumors, internet theories, and just give our takes on what we think is going to happen in this movie. We all can't wait to be there in our white and gold, dripped out, mourning, crying like grown-ass men in a baby chair about the death of Chadwick. So let's bring up a couple of these theories and let's roundtable. Let's do our roundtable thing. So I guess let's start right at the very top, and we will jump over to the new Black Panther being an avatar of Bast. So I think this theory kind of comes into play basically coming off of Moon Knight, because obviously that's how Moon Knight got chosen to be, the avatar of Khonshu. I guess it's not the most outlandish theory ever, because we also know Bast was, we saw a couple of times Bast in like in Egypt and all that, and in the tombs and stuff. So what do you guys think? You think this could be a possibility for the movie? Just Bast picking a host or whatever, and that being the new Black Panther for Wakanda Forever?
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, this actually can happen because obviously, Bast is the cat god, as we call her, and Wakanda actually worships her. It is rumored that Bastis, as she's called, is the one that actually gave them the flower that created the Black Panther, and since theoretically the flowers are all gone, it seems like the only way there's going to be a new Black Panther is if it is an avatar.
So that's it. I totally agree with you on that. I mean, there's no other way you can explain it. There's no other way for them to get that power. I don't think.
Well, no, there is one. We'll get to that one later. There is another way, but we'll get to that one later.
But I think this is the most plausible. Of course, like you said, Aaron, just going off of what Moon Knight did, what Moon Knight showed us, how else would you get the power of this, this deity, if not from becoming, its avatar. So yeah, I think that's I think that's the most plausible, the one that I think everyone would believe easier if you watch Moon Knight and you understand how the whole avatar thing works.
Sure. Also, Marvel's been doing a lot of things with gods since Thor. Okay, so you got Thor, Odin, freaking God of Thunder, not the God of Thunder, Zeus, and then every Hercules, every god that was up there. So it does fall in there, and it's the myth and the mythology that could happen.
And Boss was there too in that Thor Love and Blunder. So,
and then we also have. That's a little bit. That's a reach, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
No, you're not saying
it's a reach because you have some manner, and then it's a long reach.
All right, forget it. All right. So yeah, I mean, definitely seems plausible to me. Let's jump on over to the next one. So I'm gonna butcher the name. The Tiamat, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Tiamat. Okay, so Tiamat's emergence, I guess, at the end of Eternals, is what actually ends up disturbing Namor's kingdom. This was really interesting to me because I did a little bit of research after because I was like, all right, let me see what the timelines were. Like, when are they saying Eternals fits into the timeline of the MCU? And Eternals is literally cast or portrayed a couple of months into the blip, like the snap, whatever, the snap, the blip. So the timing of that makes a lot of sense because then if you think about it, going back to Avengers Endgame, that was what, a year after the blip, if I'm not mistaken, when that's the am I getting that wrong?
5 years. Yeah.
5 years after the blip.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, right? I don't want to fuck up the timeline too bad here, but from my train of thought, if Eternals is a couple of months after the blip, let's say up to a year after the blip. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check. And then going back to Endgame, and we all heard Okoye say, "Oh, there's been disturbances, there's been tremors under the ocean." That's 5 years later. So that would mean that, in the background, basically, Namor and it's not the Atlanteans. I keep on wanting to say that, even though it's not going to be, but it's not. But they're doing things underneath the water that are the
water people.
The water peoples. They're doing things under there, and the timeline just seemed to make a lot of sense to me. So what do you guys think? You think that the emergence could have disrupted Namor's kingdom, and that's what could
Also, Okoye said when Black Widow asked her, "Oh, how are we going to handle this?" Okoye says, "The way we normally handle it, by not handling." So she knows something is in that water. In that water. They dealt with it before. It was like, we're not gonna go fucking with people down there. We just leave them alone. Just go on.
So, Telecon is where there's they broke the ethnicity of Namor and put him in South American lore. The problem that comes about is how can a civilization that's literally on the other side of the world be off the coast of Africa? So I don't know how you're going to really explain that. The theory that it was Tiamat was great because it actually could fit into the story. I just don't think that the geography doesn't fit. So you'd have to really go completely cartoon and comic to put them off of the coast of Africa when technically that civilization. Now they could, do something really kooky like, put a gigantic tunnel that goes from that side of the world back over to Africa. Could happen, I guess. But I don't know. I think it's a good piece of story that could happen, but I think it's a reach.
Yeah, I mean, like, Eternals technically I don't think it happened before Endgame. It has to. The actual Eternals has to happen after Endgame because they speak about how they saved everybody. So it doesn't take place before Endgame. So Tiamat's, I don't know. I mean, it could have been some rumblings, maybe. I don't know, or maybe it's just regular seismic plate activity. Who knows? But they are talking about Tiamat now. And I think it's in She-Hulk. They're talking about this half man thing is in the middle of the ocean. So
you are right. I double checked. Yeah. It's supposedly it's after Endgame, the events of Endgame, a couple months after the events of Endgame.
Okay, yeah. So
that's my mistake.
That's all good. I mean, I'm just saying. So it's it sounds like that could be something, but something had to be happening prior to that. So we don't know exactly when they're going to give us, Wakanda Forever. Wakanda. You mess around, Wakanda Forever may happen in between Infinity War and Endgame. That's a if that's not one of our theories, then I just added 11th.
Don't you think that would be a bigger ass stretch though? Because in Endgame, Black Panther is still there.
No, he shows up in Endgame.
He shows up in Endgame
because he gets dusted in Infinity War. So
you
got 5 years. Where people, things can go, things can happen.
And plus, Wakanda and I'm going to just go with the North. Wakanda and Atlantis are two ancient civilizations that know each other.
Yep.
So now they moved this to Talokan and all of that. Like, it just stretches a lot of details and whatnot. So I don't know.
I mean,
it was a good idea.
It's Disney, man. Like, if you ain't seen Finding Nemo, man, they just rode the EAC. They rode the EAC across the waters and started beefing with Wakanda. That's just how that goes.
That's how it goes. They just rode the tide on in.
I mean, listen, during some underwater sequences, if you see a giant freaking turtle dude, like, well, dude, remember Disney. They're in everything now. They're in everything now.
Anything's possible.
All right. Next topic. Nakia will be the new Black Panther. Ooh. I'm gonna let you guys take this first because I have a theory on Nakia already that I think I've said, and I'll say my thought for the last one.
I mean, look, I would. It'd be cool if she did, though. I mean, I know she ain't gonna be the end game part of it all, but I mean, it'd be nice if she tried to hand it. I mean, but is she gonna really be the Black Panther? I don't know. And I think I know where you're going with your theory, son. But if she was, I mean, I'd more likely see it to be Shuri. I think that's the more safer bet to say. But stretching on Nakia, maybe she feels some way. I don't know.
Shit, if your man gets killed by somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But we don't know what happened, though. See, we don't know what happened. There's theory in it, but we don't know because this just could be, we need a Black Panther, and he got dusted. Like, who gonna do this right now?
Yeah, I don't think Nakia becomes full term. She might become temporary. Definitely not full term. Only because I think that her story ends up being kind of a spin-off with the rest of the Menage a Dore. So she can't play dual roles. And also the Black Panther technically has to be or is supposed to be a royal blood. That's the only way that you get that suit. So if you're not part of the royal family, you don't, because once you crown a Black Panther, you essentially crowning a king or queen of Wakanda. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that she's in line for that.
Yeah, but the thing is also you can win that Black Panther suit by battle. But the thing that also, but you have to beat everybody else. And my boy M'Baku, yes. I was hard. Fucking Black Panther had a hard time with him. He had but you one time. It's your ass.
So here's what I'll say. I've had theories on Nakia because I think that she's the one that's being overlooked most and how pivotal her role is going to be in this movie. And this is just me. I don't necessarily know if she'll become Black Panther. The theory on that isn't too outlandish to me. And here's why. I think it depends on how because thus far, if you look at the two of them, just going back to the original Black Panther movie, Nakia already showed that she could fight. She was out there scrapping. She was fighting. Shuri, at this point, has really showed us she knows how to use her technology to take to her advantage in fights. She's not so much of a fighter. But she's also the person who makes the Black Panther suit. So if she makes her own suit, it can be riddled with all sorts of technology that can just take down Namor. We don't know, right? I don't know that Nakia is going to get it, but this is my Nakia theory. And again, I think I go back and said this videos ago. I think that in this movie we find out that Nakia is pregnant with T'Challa's kid, and that's how they recast Black Panther. That's what I think is going to happen. I think a lot of us here know. I think the traditional story is more so it's a Storm and the X-Men and all that, but Marvel can't do that yet because they have so many things going on with legalities and X-Men. They can't use them yet, so they're not going to tie it in that way. I think what they're going to do is say that before T'Challa passed, Nakia got pregnant. She's carrying the child, the bloodline child, and then down the road, that will be how they recast T'Challa, and he will become Young Avengers, and he will grow up and blah blah blah. I think that's what
I think that's what I think you're actually pretty much right because that gives, if she is pregnant, that gives them, because Kevin Feige said X-Men is a little bit more down the line. Mm-hmm. That gives them more of a chance to say, okay, we got a new Black Panther, give them one movie, and then them fall in love with Storm, like it's supposed to be, and then tie back in, and Storm gets pregnant, and then they tie everything back.
If you get a young Storm, depending on when this movie takes place,
yes,
all sorts of timelines can line up. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You don't really know. I just think that Nakia. You guys remember that scene in the trailer? Again, I know for time's sake, but remember that scene in the trailer where Nakia is like on the beach? It looks like she's like reflecting or thinking about something. Mm-hmm. I really think that that's the point. That I think in that shot we're gonna get her like doing something.
Oh shit!
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. That's what I'm thinking. That shot is. It's either that or she's obviously mourning the death of T'Challa. It's one of those two things. But to me, I think we're getting a reveal at some point about Nakia during this movie. She's going to play a big role in some way, shape, or form.
And also remember one thing: life white normally means it's two things. It's always a celebration and honoring the dead, and it also means rebirth in African culture.
Yeah, exactly.
So them wearing a white gown, they could be celebrating the birth of a child.
Maybe the child is born early in the movie, and then that speeds up the timeline of how old he is.
See, look, this is where the blip makes more sense. This is where this movie taking place in those 5 years makes more sense, because then technically you're not gonna say that the Chadwick Black Panther is dead. He's gone. And I can understand her speech now. When I start thinking, I understand the speech. My husband, my son is gone. Like, he's gone. She didn't say he was dead. She said he was gone. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were gone in the blip, and nobody thought anyone was coming back. Until 5 years later, then everybody did the whole thing, and all right, bring them all back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm excited for this. Let's go. What's the next choice, son?
There will be numerous people, I guess, daunting the title of Black Panther in this movie, or they will be Black Panthers in this movie. I mean, I'm just gonna say probably for the sake of I think we're gonna get at minimum 2, and I think it might be M'Baku for a quick minute, and then I think Namor kills him, and then I think Shuri gets it.
That's a big ass panther.
Yeah,
that's a huge panther.
Yeah, I don't think. Honestly, I don't think M'Baku becomes the Panther. His character is the White Gorilla. He has an entire kingdom of his own to run. That said, I would not be surprised to see pieces of Black Panther weaponry wielded by numerous characters in the movie. Right. At the end of the day, for me, it's honestly Shuri is the only person, in my personal opinion, that understands the technology. While she does not have the battle skills, I know that she has the weaponry and the technology enough to kind of, reinvent everything that the Black Panther needs. And then on the fact that she loses her brother, is definitely going to set out a revenge thing. You know what I mean? Somebody has to step into that mantle. Her and T'Challa were really close. And so at this point, I just don't see anybody else qualified enough to take over that suit.
And also, you got to realize Shuri's one of the smartest people in Marvel. She outsmarted freaking Tony Stark and Bruce Banner.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised. If she got Friday in her suit, man. Listen, that's the only way that Tony was able to hold his own against Bucky and Cap in Civil War, right? Is that he had Friday analyze Cap's fighting, and that's how he was able to start countering. So, with that
actually, Captain America and Bucky's fighting, both of them.
With that said, just to your point. Yeah, she is smarter than both of them. She probably got her hands on Friday anyway. Riri Williams is in here. Who's her mentor? Who's the dude she looked up to?
And let's not forget, Shuri is the one that took Bucky's arm and detached it and put it up for him.
So, and made it better.
And added a booby trap.
Oh yeah! Oh shit! I
got the arm. How y'all do me like that? It's horrible, son. That's horrible.
Crazy.
All right, so I think we kind of already spoke about this, but M'Baku becoming the king of Wakanda.
Nope. Wait, no. Well, that's different. No. There's a difference.
I guess that's a difference.
The King of Wakanda is different from the Black Panther.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
That might
King
be
of
plausible.
King of Wakanda is just the king of all, and
king
then the
of
Black
all, right.
Panther is just the protector.
Is
Yeah.
the protector of the kingdom. So
That's the kingdom. Yeah.
I
I think so.
don't think M'Baku actually wants to be king. He wants to make sure that Wakanda is strong. He's kind of that big brother, and I always said this. He's that big brother that like punches you until you get tough. So he wants to make sure that Wakanda is strong. Nobody who isn't strong enough is going to sit in that chair. But I don't think that he wants it, because if he had, he would have taken the flower when Killmonger was sitting in the chair, and he would have came for that. He would have came for that throne.
And he wasn't in the scene when Black Panther and Killmonger were fighting, right? In the whole waterfall scene, he wasn't there, right?
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
I think he was there.
Even
I
if
think he would have jumped in.
No. Even if he was, I think he would have stood by the tradition, and it was like, all right, you got your ass whooped. All right, you lost.
You're not out. Yeah.
Like, what you want me to do? You lost, son.
His whole thing is that Wakanda has to be strong, but I don't think he essentially wants that chair. Nothing that he has done so far has made me feel like, oh, okay, he's waiting for his shot to be king. He wants Wakanda to be strong, but he does not want that crown.
And his throne room is kind of tough too. Shit.
I like it.
Come on now.
His digs is dope as hell. So
Oh, man said, "Stop talking. I'll feed you to my children." That's what I'm talking about.
oh my god,
Illest line ever.
All right. Ramonda will become the new Black Panther.
wow.
I think it's a reach.
It's a reach.
I think it's a reach.
Well, okay, wait.
I love Queen Angela Bassett.
I really
I love you.
Wait.
love her to pieces.
It's actually not a reach. If we go back to the theory about Bass and being an avatar, it's not, because technically Bass is a female god. She's a goddess, and her avatar can be anybody that she wants it to be. I just simply don't think that this ties into anything for the future stories for them to give it to her. She may, again, wield some of the weaponry for a time and to accomplish some point in this mission during this war, but I don't see her becoming the new Black Panther. Not at all.
Yeah, no, I don't see it happen. I mean, you get that one, scene of the Black Panther silhouette on the beach and do the little claw thing. A little cake in there, but I mean, I don't know if that's Angela Bassett's cake. I don't know if that's Angela's cake. There's, Angela's like a triple layer cake. Like, that look like 2 layers of cake to me. Maybe 1.5 with some icing on it. But nah, I mean, seriously, I don't see it happening for real. Like, just like you said, it's not a reach. Maybe she might. I don't know. It might be a choice that Boss makes. Maybe if they bring Boss into it all, but I don't see that to be something that's that's going to be feasible. That'll be where we get multiple Black Panthers, and she tried it out for a second, and was like, I can't do this.
Had it for like 10 minutes, gave it back.
No, I'm good. Take the next. Take the next. Somebody else do this.
Yeah, but she is a strong woman, and Bass loves that in Egyptian lore. They always can't claim that Nefertiti was Bass,
right?
And Nefertiti was Bass's avatar,
right?
That's how she became so powerful and the Queen of the Nile and all this. But she does pick women. That's one thing for sure. Bass, I've never seen in some lore. I could be wrong. Maybe once she picked a man and jumped the fuck right back out of it.
Nah, I can't do this, man.
So,
Peeing standing up thing, I ain't with that. I ain't with all that.
Like, what is that? How do you use that?
She always picks strong women normally.
So you got Nakia, and then maybe she looked at Shuri, was like, "Nah, nigga, you got to toughen up a little bit, baby. You got to toughen up just a little bit, boo boo. I'll come back and check you in a little while. About probably like the 3rd act, I'll come and check you and see where you at. See where you at. I'll see where you at."
No one will get the powers of the Black Panther.
Well, that's just trash.
That's probably not how. I can't see that happening.
Trash.
Okay, go ahead. No, the only reason why I would say no is because I think ultimately, I think Okay. Namor's not going to die in this movie. He's not. He's not going to die in the movie because Marvel has a villain problem, and we can get into that in a whole different goddamn video. But Namor is not going to die in this movie. So to me, though, if you want to stand a shot at taking down Namor for just the movie, somebody better have the powers of the Black Panther. Because if you're just doing it in a suit, you're not going to be strong enough.
Yeah,
Namor is going to be very strong in this movie. Very, very strong.
So what if all of this stuff starts coming together? Like, what if they were just like, screw it, let's just fight them. We got the necklaces, we got the suit. Just go fight. Screw it. I mean, we'll deal with what we deal with. If we make it, we make it. And that's where Boss comes in like, oh, you tried real hard, boo. Hold up. Let me help you out. Let me help you out real quick.
I mean, that's not crazy.
You also have the smartest person on the motherfucking planet. And basically, the flower, all it is a super soldier serum.
Yep. Yeah. But it's organically grown. It's natural.
It's organic, yeah.
It's natural, baby.
It comes from the motherland. Come on, now. Come on now. It's all natural. These motherfuckers have to make it in the bottle, but we got it on the root. That's the way it is.
That Kilimanjaro right there.
Ain't nothing but juices and berries.
What? Juices and berries, baby.
Ain't nothing but juices and berries.
And just see, but that's the thing. If Shuri's that smart, she can make a 10 times better freaking super soldier serum. And you got to remember also, Cap was living in Wakanda for a while.
He was.
So was Winter Soldier. And you think
they did work on him.
Yeah, exactly. So they
did work on him.
So you think that they don't have a little bit of his blood around and she didn't analyze that shit?
She-Hulk already told us how powerful blood can be. So
there you go.
I need to pull that out. I don't need none of that. And look, check this out. It's even purple, guys. Drink it. Somebody drink this. It's like purple Kool-Aid. Come on.
All right. Killmonger will make a cameo appearance in this movie at some point.
Killmonger is not dead.
Killmonger's ass is dead.
He's dead. He's dead. You gotta be dead.
But in Marvel, you know how that works. Like, you're dead, but you're really not dead. You can pretty much be brought back anytime. It's just the truth.
Hold up. He was in T'Challa's arms, looking at the sunset. Did we do a pulse check? Was he attached to anything where it went? Beep? No, he was just watching the sunset. It was beautiful. It's more beautiful than I thought.
So you know what? I'm actually gonna say what this article that we got these topics from actually said, and because it was interesting to me. They said that Killmonger's cameo appearance would be to Shuri in the ancestral plane.
That's
and I'm like, okay, I guess, because I think it would be more powerful if somehow you could get T'Challa's voice to be the one in the ancestral plane because of the relationship they had. And that would make more sense from an emotional standpoint.
But
you really want to cry this whole fucking movie, don't you?
Oh, true. I am going to cry. That would hurt. I am going to cry. You see these tissues?
Hey.
You guys
I was a little bit too close for comfort there, brother.
There's no lotion. Relax. It's okay.
I don't know how rough you like it, son.
Yeah, I don't think that Killmonger's necessarily dead. This is still, cartoon land where, villains blow up and somehow have an escape tunnel. So it's feasible that someone who is still under the power of the flower, lands in the water, floats away, and just goes into hiding and whatnot. And I agree. I don't think there's no reason for Shuri and Killmonger to have any type of conversation. They were never friends. They never had any interaction in the first Black Panther movie other than the fight scenes. So I doubt she would be receptive to him. Part of going into the ancestral planes is to draw wisdom off of people that you love, revere, and respect. He does not fit in that category in no way, shape, or form. So I don't think that he can kind of force his way into that for her and whatnot. So I don't.
I mean, the ancestral plane is only Black Panthers over there, right?
Yes. So that's technically because they're all there when they show up. all of them are there.
But
But who comes to talk to you is different.
But Killmonger was Black Panther for a minute.
He was.
Doesn't matter how long he was for a minute.
Yeah, he was.
If you got dusted, are you technically dead? If you got dusted by cosmic energy, are you technically dead, and would you be there?
Well, honestly,
you're talking about during the blip.
During the blip, I'm telling you, this movie's happening during the blip, man. You cannot explain. You cannot tell me there was an off-screen death.
Yeah, but okay,
it could happen after, bro.
Here's the only thing that I don't know if everybody else connected. When Thor talks to Odin when he dies, they have their own version of the ancestral plane.
Right.
So this thing would be technically universal, no matter to which kingdom or civilization you're on. But again, this is a willful connecting to someone that is important in your life. So even though Odin's in the same ancestral plane, he couldn't talk to, let's say, Shuri because she does not recognize him. It's just like when you have a dream and you see your ancestors. You see the people that you love and respect. Those are the people that you let in. You have to initiate it. They can't just decide to show up. So I just don't see this for them.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, then I'll go back with he's not dead.
You really want Killmonger in this man?
I'm just saying.
I just don't. I think having no. It
wasn't a decisive death. It just wasn't a decisive death.
It wasn't.
Dude, he shot the blade about that deep in him, man.
So good. He had the powers of the Panther.
He still had the power of the Panther. Like,
and he was
unless you cut his head off, he's not dead.
I can't say he was, man.
He took it out himself. He went out like a G. Let him go out like that.
Man, look, he didn't get no explanation. Usually, when that type of shit happens, it goes in and it's like, yo, you remove that blade, you will die in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Nah, ain't nobody say that. He was just like,
this is not John Wick.
I'm just saying. You need to give me for me to believe he's dead. I need John Wick details.
You can chase me, but if you pull that motherfucker
out. All right. Next one. I want to personally thank Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness for this one. There will be a Black Panther from another universe. If a goddamn portal opens and another Black Panther is dropped in, I'm out of the movie. I'm literally will be taken out of the movie. I'm out of the movie.
Okay.
I'm out of the movie.
Yo, I'm with you with that.
I'm out of the movie.
I will be with you on that unless this is how we get the cameo from the last topic. See? So in another dimension, Killmonger was a righteous Black Panther.
But we got that. And what if?
T'Challa was the king. Exactly. What if?
We got it already. And what if?
What if never said it. What if in 616? It just said what if, telling you stories about any place. So true. I could almost.
That's why watcher.
I would take it if that led to Killmonger showing up and Killmonger giving Shuri a pep talk or something of some nature, saying, "Hey, this is how you gotta do this." All right, cool. You got it. All right, I gotta go. Peace. This is your fight, not mine. I gotta go.
I just side note hate that we're now, since Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, every other Marvel movie they're gonna be like, oh, well, we could just circle some bitches in here and they just pop in from a different universe. Like why? Some bitches and then somebody plot.
I mean, that's the one thing I don't understand. Okay, so if we can circle some bitches in here from anywhere, right?
But we can't.
But we can't because it's gonna fuck up the timeline. And create a rift.
Well, they create a collision, right?
It'll create a collision. Because that's what Loki was trying to stop. I mean, Kang was trying to stop from happening. And then we got it again when Doctor Strange fucked up the timeline and that whatever his chick came out and he fell in love with.
Yes. So
what did she say? There's incursions.
Incursions, yeah.
My boo.
The incursions. But you say that, but Sylvie already fucked up all the timelines by stabbing the version of Kang. So do timelines even make a difference right now?
No, they don't. Timelines don't matter right now. Timelines, don't mix them. Timelines and universes are different things.
Right.
A timeline is within our universe here.
Okay.
Right.
And then, within our universe. She fucked up our universe's timeline. Right. Other universes are still chilling, doing what they got to do with whatever version of the TVA they have and whatever is
All
happening
that.
over there.
It's so
There's
complicated.
only one TVA though.
It is, but I don't see this happening because then that's way too much to explain.
Mhm.
There's way
So
too much to
you're
explain.
gonna lose people
Because the only person technically outside of Kang who jumps universes, who else would jump universes like that we've seen already? Because then you have to introduce a whole new person that could jump universes or open portals universally.
Actually, we keep forgetting one person. Bast.
Chavez.
You know what I'm saying? Bast is Bast. It is not a far reach for a god to be able to jump.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, my thing with this is that since Bast gave the flowers to Wakanda, is it a far reach for her to open up a portal and grab a flower from another universe and give it back to Wakanda so that they can start growing them again?
I mean, if she's boss, why she had to open a portal? Why can't she just give him more?
Well, we don't know where she got the original flowers from, so we don't know how she, you know what I'm saying, how she put that together.
She's a god. Flower. There you go.
Just saying.
Oh, all your flowers is gone? Yeah, take that.
Just saying.
Take that. Take some snips, replant just how y'all did last time. You got it.
I don't know. I feel like maybe, but I just think it would be a lot to go over.
It's a lot.
It would be a lot.
There's a large sect of like story that has to make sense, right? And I'm just the terminology, and of course it's a trailer, so you can't really go off of what they're saying. But the vernacular that was used is gone, not dead. He's gone. Yes, there are murals of him up all over the place because, well, he's gone. Right. I am saying, I'm hoping, and I believe this is a blip movie. If this happens after the blip, they got to have a really, really, really like a strong reason as to why he's dead. If they're gonna say he's dead, they need a strong ass reason as to why. They follow the
comic book. Namor kills him.
Well, exactly. So I mean, I'll live with that. I'll be mad that I don't get to see it, but I mean, I know why we won't see it. But you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be really convincing, and I think
Namor is way over. The way he's looking way overpowered.
Way powerful. He's very powerful in this movie.
Namor is anybody that can go hand in hand with the Thing and the Hulk is definitely not to be played with. You know what I mean? Like
fresh out the water, son. Like fresh out the water. You know that's like battling a Superman who just came out the sun. Like you know what I'm saying? He's fresh out the water.
Power skills, he's definitely up there with just about everybody there is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I didn't even see he got the little wings on his feet.
He does.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This last one, to me, this is I'm gonna bank this one. Dr. Doom is gonna appear in this movie.
Well,
he is in a post-credit scene.
In a post-credit,
what's gonna happen right now?
You think it's a post-credit?
I am already on record multiple podcasts ago as to saying this is what's going to happen. Post-credit scene, similar to Mr. Thanos. He is going to appear. Dr. Doom is gonna have vibranium, and he's just gonna say some shit while he's holding the vibranium that he has it. And that's going to be it. Right. He's going to say some shit, and then it's going to fade to black, and that's it.
And everybody's going to geek the
fuck out. I'd rather him not say anything.
He might not have
to. I'd rather him be standing in front of vibranium, and it's a pan shot coming up behind him. And he just turns his head ever so slightly to the side, and you just see the mask. Bro,
you see the mask and the green hood and the green hood.
when I retire, son, I'm gonna be a director, son. Because I'm telling you, son, visually, I see it happening.
He literally wouldn't have to say anything in this movie.
Not a
All he have
word.
to do is make an appearance, and
I would love for him I would love him to be seen and not heard.
People are gonna go crazy. I agree. If he shows up at all, it'll be teased. And it'll be a final scene where you get to see anything that will definitely okay, yeah, that was him. The rest of the story at this point, there's too much to wrap up in this to get it set for Black Panther 3 and all the other movies that kind of fall off of this story. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a full appearance.
Unless what they do in this movie and what happened in just their first Black Panther was not very integral to the entire cinematic universe. Like Black Panther stands alone. It was a lone story that was told. almost want to feel like this movie may do that also. They will have some tie-ins that will probably figure out later on down the line. Like you saw that the White Wolf was there, and it was Bucky helping people do stuff or whatever the case may be. He was like, oh shit, look at Bucky. But I would think that it'll be a while until we see another Black Panther movie.
This is also, if you guys think about it, right, conceptually, this makes too much sense, right? Just think about it this way. Because the more I thought about it and the whole timeline and all that, so like all we've gotten about Fantastic Four is a director. We have no cast, right? That to me tells me this movie is until after the next two Avengers movies at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what Marvel's gonna do, because they're doing it in goddamn She-Hulk. A little sprinkles of Wolverine and Cyclops and X-Men. They're just gonna tease you. What they're going to do at the end of Black Panther is give us a little taste of Dr. Doom and rip it right away for 4 years. That's all they're going to do.
That's right. That's exactly what's going to happen.
100%. I'm telling you right now.
Fine, I'll do it myself. Happen in what movie?
Doom's Castle.
Yeah. Right. And we saw Doom's Castle in Loki.
It has to be a bit. No. It has to be a bit more than the castle, though, because you can. A lot of people would see it and not get it, and that'll be something that'll just be like, "What? What they show me this old ass place for?"
The whole theory of the movie about there being a third party behind wanting to get the vibranium that they're mining makes too much sense, and it makes too much sense for it to be Dr. Doom. Honestly, if you think about it, because he's going to want that technology for his own doing. That's Dr. Doom's MO. Like there's no, it just, all of it makes too much sense. But just a matter of the fact that they're just going to say, oh, we have Kang, enjoy Kang for a couple years, whatever. He's going to get a couple movies, but just so you know, you're going to get Dr. Doom eventually. It's coming, just to keep us on the hook a little longer. You know what I mean? Like
you have to. You have to. It was Age of Ultron 2015. Fine, I'll do it myself. Right. And he didn't show up until 2019. 4 years. See what I'm saying? That's my point. 4 goddamn years later, we're getting a little tease of Doom. Rip it right away. 4 years.
Well, I mean, listen, because technically Dr. Doom is the Fantastic Four's nemesis. So, once you let him out the bag,
look like it'll line up.
The Fantastic Four have to be coming around the corner.
Yeah, and it has to be coming around the corner because Dr. Doom plays a lot of key roles throughout the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
I was going to say Spider-Man. He fights all of them.
As long as he don't die.
He's a smart. The thing is, he's so smart and so cynical. The man is fucking cynical. You talk about planning something to the T. Yeah. He's one of the best planners in Marvel history.
And in the first Fantastic Four movie, they actually put him in the rocket with the Fantastic Four, and that's how he gets his powers. So
I thought we were never going to mention that movie ever again.
We only talk about the second one.
Just talking about the details here. Like
we only talk about the second one, and we only talk about Silver Surfer. That's it. That's the only reason why we talk about the second one, is because we won't talk about the Surfer.
So just saying.
Oh, true. That was the best Silver Surfer, though. God.
Yeah. Nah, the Silver Surfer was. You don't even understand how long I've been waiting to see that on the big screen, bro. Like,
and they did him right.
They're gonna do him better.
Right. They'll do him right again.
And they'll do it. He'll be better this time around. I believe.
I watched that movie. It actually was on TNT this weekend, and I watched that movie. And when he went through the motherfucking building and went through his own board and ended up upside down and facing Johnny, and he caught this motherfucker by the throat.
I mean, come on. I mean,
that catch by the throat, bro.
What more would you expect from him? He's a cosmic entity.
Yeah,
he's a cosmic entity. What's some little flaming human gonna do?
Not much.
Caught him by the throat and took him up. I was like, "Yeah, you
you can't survive up here, bro. Let me show you something.
Yeah, let me show you what I do.
Air is real thin up here, son."
All right. Anyway, these are our Black Panther theory. I guess our theories about what's going to happen during the movie. Are you guys excited about the movie? Tell us in the comments. Will you be there in white and gold opening night like we will be? I know I will be. And I hope to see everybody there. It's going to be an event. It's not going to be a movie. It's going to be an event.
It's going to be an event.
It's going to be an event, and I'm ready for it.
That's right. So Get your map. Find out where Wakanda is. You'll find it.
Go visit. They need the tourism.
From Wendell, Leo, Chase, Aaron, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Peace.
Wakanda forever.